Welcome you this morning to our Legacy panel. It's great to see so many people here in McLean this morning. My name is Erin Scher. I'm the Associate Director of Athletics here. Just want to again welcome everybody, friends, family, student athletes, coaches. Great to see a packed house. Congratulations to everybody out here. We're so excited to have you all back on campus and celebrating you this weekend. We're standing in the space where our honorees' legacies will be celebrated, where generations to come can see the names and read the accomplishments of the best Saxons. This morning, we're going to learn a little bit more about our inductees, teams of distinction, and distinguished Saxons through a Q&A session led by Molly here. Before we learn about our honorees, we're going to see their legacy on our Wall of Fame here displayed. We're going to have a big reveal. All right, 3, 2, 1. Congratulations. Wonderful, wonderful. Christina, David, Myasia, Ryan, Allison, Lambros, and our 1988 and 1990 men's soccer teams. Their legacy is memorialized here in the McLean Center. Before we kick things off here with our Q&A, I'm going to have everybody just introduce themselves. Tell us a little bit more about you, what your major was here at AU, where you're from, and where you're located now, and what sport you played. Let's start down here. Share some lights here.
Morning, everybody. My name is Ryan Thone. I was a business administration major. I played football, and I also stayed on 2 more years, got my MBA as a graduate assistant. I'm from Victor, New York, and I live in Fairport, New York now, so not too far.
Morning, everybody. I'm David Coombs. I'm originally from Dansville, New York, not too far, about 30 minutes away. And now I'm currently just outside of Saratoga Springs, New York. I majored in criminal justice and swam here for 4 years.
I'm Allison McGuire. I'm originally from Towanda, Pennsylvania. It's about an hour and a half, just over the New York border. I'm currently located out in Logan, Iowa, and I played softball here.
Hi everyone, I'm Myasia. I'm originally from Queens, but I moved to Buffalo, and I still live in Buffalo. I ran track, and my major was criminal justice and public law.
I'm going to test out this mic. Hi everyone, my name is Christina Bear-Crayfeld. Some of you might know me as Chrissy Bear. I was a swimmer, and my major in undergrad was psychology, and I was able to come back to get my master's in mental health counseling. Originally from New Jersey, but now I live outside the greater Boston area.
That would have been a good start. Good jumps this morning.
So I am Steve Allison. I coached here as an assistant coach, 82 through 83, 82 season and 83, and then coached as was the head coach 84 to 1990. So I had the honor of coaching these gentlemen that are here today. I'm currently residing in Asheville, North Carolina. My wife, grandkids are in Atlanta. My youngest is in Asheville, so I'm very much a family guy. I've enjoyed my time here at Alfred, and I've enjoyed being back with the boys and being back. Congratulations to all you guys, individuals that got into all of it. And we're happy to be a part of the ride.
Two legends.
Yeah, Coach.
Good morning, everyone. I want to acknowledge your presence here today, and I think everyone's grateful for us here and the teams that are here for you carving out time of your day to be with us this morning. So thank you very much for that. My name is Todd Warasek. I had the privilege of being here in a coaching capacity with my sidekick here, Coach Allison, who drug me here from, where is Alfred, New York kind of thing,
Yeah, he actually played here too.
Actually played here. I was an old guy, had a extra year eligibility. Still had some wheels left in me. So I came here, and I've always been had an affinity for education and teaching, with a concentration in the visual arts. I minored in social deviance here in my master's degree. I've been very fortunate in that coaching is my profession. In addition, I've taught in high school as well. But to this day, I'm still in youth coaching and have been, and I've worked in youth coaching, collegiate coaching, professional coaching, both girls, boys, men, and women, and I feel very, very privileged to be able to have not only my nuclear family, who I love dearly, and I have a daughter in Colorado. My son still lives with us in Lancaster, Pennsylvania. But I have so many extended families through all the teams and players that I work with, so I feel very enriched that as part of my profession, I've been fortunate to be part of that and have so many people across the country that I can call my friends. So, thank you.
Is that it?
You got to give a round of applause. So Leonard Furica was here for both teams, 1988 and 1990, before I get started. These two are legends, and I'm saying legends, because they orchestrated this whole thing for our two teams. Congratulations to everyone that's here. 1988 business administration major. Majored in a lot of fun with the rest of the group. Got a Delta Brothers and soccer players. We loved it. We had a great brotherhood. Up in Victor, New York, originally from West Irondequoit, and loved it back. Thank you for the honor.
Lambros Tourist, originally from Pelham, New York, history poli-sci major, and longtime Buffalo resident, of course, a Buffalo Bills fan.
Thank you all so much. And lastly, we have Molly Howlett here. She will be our moderator for today. Molly is a junior mechanical engineering major here at AU. She's also a goalie for both the field hockey team and the women's lacrosse team. It's all yours, Molly.
All right, thank you, Aaron, for that introduction, and thank you, Hall of Fame inductees, for dedicating time to come here and answer my questions. I can't wait to learn all about your experiences from all of you. I've prepared some questions for all of you, and I will ask you them each one by one. Then I will open the floor to the audience and have them ask you some questions. Let's get started with one of our amazing swimming and diving alumna, Christina Barrett-Cranefeld. Right. Christina, I was amazed at your times during your multiple state championship meets. Your personal bests are truly incredible. Did you ever feel nervous before races? And if so, how did you manage and overcome those anxieties?
I mean, I feel nervous now, I'm just a nervous person, so I always felt nervous for races. I think what helped me kind of overcome some of the anxiety I was listening to music that pumped me up, like really intense dubstep. Does anyone know what dubstep music? Yeah, that calmed me down for some reason. I'm not really sure. But I also think I had a really supportive team that really cheered me on and helped me stay focused in the moment. So when I got to the block, I was able to kind of tune out all the noises I had internal and external and kind of focus on the races.
That's awesome. Was there any specific song that you remember listening to?
No, because all dubstep kind of sounds the same. It's all the same music, so I couldn't tell you the exact song.
That's very true. All right, while I was learning more about you and your many accomplishments, I stumbled across an AU Saxons video from 2014 featured an interview of you. It was a recap of the Fredonia meet, and you were asked what you could take away from the meet to help move the team forward. You replied with team spirit and shared how during the meet, everybody was up and cheering for each other and how much that energy translated into the meet. What were some of the things that you did or other athletes could do to help team spirit and support their teammates?
Yeah, I gave a really good response to that. I didn't remember that interview. I think with team spirit, my advice would be even if things don't go the way you want, focus on the things that went really well. Even if you didn't win a meet or had a bad time, you gained something from that meet. Either coming together, supporting each other. So Yeah, I would say that focus on the highs, but also recognize that if things don't go your way or you're disappointed in your performance, you still gained something. You got on the pool deck, you cheered on a team member, and kind of focusing on those little things to help team spirit. That you don't always need to win in order to be a strong team. You're a stronger team when you stick together through the hard times.
Great. Thank you so much, and congratulations. Now, let's hear from the other side of the impressive swimming and diving team with David Coombs. David, hi. One of your many accolades that you received during your incredibly impressive career was being named College Coach's Scholar All-American. Balancing homework and classes with practices and trainings is hard. What were some of the things that you did to find a good balance between academics and athletics?
Just show up. That's half the battle, is just showing up. When it came to the schoolwork, that was a little bit tougher, balancing, swimming with our 2-a-days, grueling practices. But yeah, showing up, that was definitely the key to everything. Show up for your teammates, get in the pool when you're supposed to, and then showing up to class, be there. You're here to be a student first, athlete second. That's all I say.
That's great advice. Thank you. And just like Christina, I was able to find a few interviews that you did for the Alfred University Saxon's YouTube page. There's a lot of them. Well, I loved them, but the one that stood out to me the most was your recounting of the 2015 Hartwick meet. You talked about the last-minute switch of members of your 200 free relay team and how you needed to secure a win in that race to win the whole meet. That must have put a lot of pressure on you and the team. How did you guys handle pressure?
Yeah, I remember that switch. Brian geniusly switched us around. I had a lot of faith in my teammates. I knew we would get it done. Brian believed in us. It was tough. It was a tough call for him. Splitting up a really great relay. I don't know. It was just an unbelievable moment being able to edge out Hartwick for that final meet. Again, these are how my interviews go. I apologize. when they were videoed back then, same thing. A lot of butts, but yeah. I appreciate Brian's belief in our relays to be able to get the job done.
Sounds like you had a lot of trust in your coach and your team. That's awesome.
Absolutely.
Thank you, David, and congratulations. Now, we will move out of the pool and onto dry land to hear from Myasia Hellman.
You should have prepared for this.
Myasia, you currently hold multiple school records. Having a school record is already a major accomplishment. But you didn't just break those records. Those records have been yours since your freshman year. And not only that, you managed to break your own records consistently every year in between. What were your main motivations during your career, and what pushed you to keep breaking your own records?
I don't know. It was shocking to me every time. I don't want to say I didn't take it as seriously as I should have. I feel like I would have been faster and better if I did. But I don't know. I really love running. I don't run, but I do still love it. It's just something that makes me really happy, and I just love getting out there. Love challenging myself. I don't know. That's it.
I'm glad to hear it makes you so happy.
Yeah.
That's awesome. In 2024, the Empire 8 honored athletes for every sport from every institution in the conference for 25th anniversary teams. Only 5 female track and field athletes from Alfred were awarded this accolade, and you were one of them. How did it feel to be honored as one of the best athletes in the conference history?
It always felt just amazing. Like, I didn't go into it like, I'm gonna do this, so every time it was like a shocker for me. Like, I really enjoyed it, and it was just great. I don't know, like, I can't really explain it, but I was thankful and just, I love the support. Like, the school supported me so much, all my teammates. It was just nice always having that and going into those meets. Like, I don't know what I'm gonna do, but I think I might break my record.
And what are some of the things that you did that you think set yourself apart from other athletes?
I think just being me. I don't know. I didn't have like a special warm up, or like I didn't work out as much as I needed to. So I didn't really have like a different plan than anyone else, but I had a good mindset, and I was ready every single time. Just ready to really just run and do my best. And I knew my best would just always be good enough. So.
I love that.
Yeah.
Thank you, Myaja, and congratulations. Now we're going to take it off the track and move over to the football field with Ryan Thong. Hi, Ryan. You dedicated so much of your time and gave so much to the Alfred University football program. First, being a player in school, and then coming back and being a GA while you got your MBA. And even now, you're still an active alumni in the community. Can you talk about what it means to you to be able to give back to a team and a program that you played for 4 years?
Well, I can't give away too much because I think I've prepped some of my speech for tonight, so I'm going to hold back a little. But no, it's really, ever since I've come to Alfred, 4 + 2 years, I've had so much fun, and the teammates, coaches, everybody's been so great, and I feel a lot of. When I'm able to come down, I got my 3 boys over here too. So my wife, Dad's over there. There's one, the other guy. But I think being able to bring them down here too, and just have a part of history down here, I feel a lot of happiness and joy being at Alfred University.
Well, Alfred University is happy to have you. The Alfred football program has seen many extraordinary players, some of which you've had the honor to share the field and now the Hall of Fame with. How do you think the Saxons that came before you and played alongside you helped inspire you to grow and develop into the athlete that will now be inducted into the Hall of Fame tonight? It's a great question. I think they all played a very important part, and it's just everyone's talked about the support, right? Everybody wants you to do well. Everybody wants you to succeed, and you want to do that. You want to be present for your team. You want to do well for your team. So I think it's really just about the culture of playing with your best friends. Last night, I saw a bunch of my friends and my teammates, and it's as if no time's passed. So I think that's what really speaks to who Alfred is at the end of the day. And how do you feel knowing that your efforts on and off the field have inspired other Alfred football players?
I think it goes back to just a lot of happiness. I love to see Alfred succeed in every sport, and the growth of Alfred and what President Zupan and Deb Stewart have done just to grow the athletics, new teams, the field, the new field, Saxon Hill. So it's just a lot of excitement around Alfred and being back here and seeing it all.
Awesome. Thank you, Ryan, and congratulations.
Thank you.
Now it is time to hit it out of the park with Allison McGuire. Allison, one of the things that I heard most about your team during the 2015 season was how your team had 2 of the most important things for success: team chemistry and individual skill. In a preseason video from the AU Saxons page, you say yourself how amazing the team chemistry already was just in preseason. You also had some incredibly impressive athletes alongside of you on the infield and outfield. What do you think was more crucial for your team's success, team chemistry or individual skill? great question.
I would say probably team chemistry. I think it doesn't matter if you have standout athletes. It doesn't matter how many standout athletes you have on your team. If you can't work together, especially in a team sport, you're not going to be successful. So definitely team chemistry.
That's a great answer. Thank you. During your career, you made a multitude of inspiring plays and hits. The performance of yours that stuck with me the most after reading about it was your winning run against Brown University in the 2015 Regional Championship game. In your post-game interview, you shared how you go in with a clear head and say to yourself, I've got to get ahead. I've got to help my team out. How did you manage to keep a clear head and a positive mindset before you walked up to the plate?
I think I would just tell myself, like, you've been doing this for your entire life now. Like, this is the big stage. Just keep doing what you've always done. And it always helped that I had really great teammates behind me too.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Allison, and congratulations. Now, let's take a trip to the era of the legendary Alex Unovich and hear from one of his football players, our coveted Silver Saxon, Lambros Torres.
Hello?
Hi, Lambros. In your second season as a Saxon, you were a part of one of the most talked about games in Alfred University history, the Miracle at Merrill. Can you tell us about the team's mindset going into the revenge matchup against the perennial powerhouse Susquehanna? What was the team atmosphere like upon defeating them?
Well, before we defeated them, we had to play them. And as people know, the previous year, Susquehanna had beaten Alfred 68-0. We had a legendary coach in Jim Garrett, whose son, Jason Garrett, went on to coach the Dallas Cowboys and other teams. And our Alfred team back then we were big and physical, and we were kind of underperformers. But when that game came, everyone was psyched up, and it was just a violent game, and we were more violent than they were. And that's what football's all about. That's the way, that was one of the Uni's rules. If you can't hit, you're not playing. That's it. It doesn't matter what you look like, but you've got to be able to tag somebody.
And today, years after you've graduated, you were asked to come back to Alfred to be honored for your incredible athletic achievements. It is a testament to the great effect that you've had on Alfred University and Saxon history. Being here as a student, I can bet Alfred has a great effect on you too. What are some of the ways that Alfred has shaped you into the person you are now?
Alfred, back then, was a strange place. It was a melting pot. We had people from all over. Some of our football players from Western Pennsylvania, guys from Western New York, City Slickers from New York. And it was a wonderful place to be. It was an exchange of ideas. We got to meet and see new people. And it was just wonderful. I remember one of the things that sounds weird that I remember is one of going over to Carlton Weed's farm and watching him milk a cow. I grew up in Westchester. Just opened my experience being out in the universe. It was great.
That's awesome. Thank you, Lambros, and congratulations. Now, we're going to switch out football for football and hear from the 1988 men's soccer team. This team has stood out in Alfred history for a reason. With an ongoing undefeated season ending with a total of 14 wins, it is clear that you had some very talented individuals on the roster. What we want to know is, what were the team's goals and objectives throughout the season that kept you guys on your undefeated streak?
Thank you. What kept us going? We have 20 to 30 players that were bound together. What came together and stayed together. We had a plan that we wanted to be successful. Every day we trained, every time we played. And that bond and the way we prepared kept us going. And the togetherness and game, training after training, game after game, we were able to put one foot in front of the other, and we were successful. My time at Alfred, the only team that beat us, that we did not beat, was RIT. We had a great run, and we had very, very good players that turned into great players. And now they're great men, great fathers, great husbands, great people, and the strongest character of any group of players I've ever had the opportunity to coach.
Well, the team's greatness has really shown. The team set a record for single game goals scored during your Elmira game, beating the Soaring Eagles 11-0. But that wasn't the only school record that your team broke. You also set the school record for most wins in a season with 14 wins. What was the team like when you all realized that the team had set those records?
Yeah, I can take that. I worked in the engine room. I was the chief mechanic of the engine room. I'd whisper some strategies into Coach Allison's ear during game situations, but we equate preparation in soccer, particularly, that it's like any team. It's like aviation. You've got to really work to get your plane up to altitude, and then when you hope you're at altitude, you don't hit too much turbulence. And when you do, you need to be able to deal with that. So, for us, it was always an approach that we have to operate on high RPMs, all the parts need to work, and be very effective in what their role is within the context of a team. But at the very foundation of that, 1988 was different coaching than it is preparing and coaching teams than it is today. I adapted to all those things. It's been a great education for me. Back in the day, it was all about breaking your personal thresholds and what you don't think you can do, but you break that threshold and get empowered by that. And it was punishing for these kids in preseason, in so much that
All season.
That's how we were undefeated.
That's what it got to the point where you could tell that it instilled confidence in them, that they could keep going, and yet as a team, fitness was at peak, and they felt invincible, and they gained an enormous amount of confidence going into the season, and then sustaining that throughout the duration of the season. And I think that really played a big part in bringing them together and knew they were capable of fulfilling their potential. And it was a beautiful thing to watch.
Yeah.
Thank you, and congratulations. Now, we're going to fast forward the clock 2 years to the 1990s men's soccer team. During the 1990 season, your team still contained multiple players that had also participated and achieved so much during the 1988 season. How did the upperclassmen use their veteran experience to lead the upperclassmen? And how did both groups of people come together to have such a successful season?
That's a tough one. I'll tell you, most of these guys in the back, it almost brings a tear to my eye, thinking about it. But these two built a legacy. They built a legacy at the school. Freshman year, my buddies back there from Cruisin' and Brick, Bill Ruffo, who started the whole process with all of us. But all four of us, freshman year, it started, ECAC champions, that we all celebrated. Sophomore year, obviously, we just talked about undefeated. Junior year, ECACs. And then senior year, we didn't start out well. And it was not good. And by the end of the season, we turned it around. And what did it was all of the heart that's in this room. And it made us successful. It made us champions. And I think all of us are still not happy that we didn't play the last game. Still not happy. But the heart that that team had and the learnings that we had from all the ECACs, I think we instilled in the younger players and built that bond. So made us successful. Thank you for having us. Appreciate it.
Another thing that I was impressed to see on the records was 2 winning streaks that last 5 and 4 games long. It is easy for a team to get comfortable after a win or 2. So what did the team do to keep the team morale and motivation high in between games? What were those practices like?
Run.
Did you say practice?
So there were multiple times where coach would just walk into the locker room and say, "No soccer balls today." And it was, wow.
That was my specialty.
2 hours, that field is 120 by 70. 2 hours, the ball would go to that far corner, and you would just start running. And you ran, and you ran, and you ran. The happiest part was, Toddy pulled a hamstring at one point. Not that I ever would want somebody to be hurt, but when Toddy pulled a hamstring, we're like, oh, this is not going to be as bad. Coach still killed us.
He's alluding to it. I never asked him to do something that I wouldn't do myself. So I would always lead him. I always ran with him.
Who trained with us.
And that was enjoyable too.
But we never were outrun in 4 years. Never. There was never a game. So when the coach talked about, both coaches talked about having that confidence, we were not outrun. We never got outworked. But we got killed every day. Every day.
You gotta make those games easy.
But you got to do it. Yeah. Thank you.
Wow. Thank you, and congratulations. I'm sure you are all ready for me to pass the mic to somebody else. So now I'm going to open the floor to the audience for some more questions.
My name is Mike Kelly. I'm a member of the 1988 team. As a junior on that team, simple question, coaches. Who wins in the game between the 88 team and the 92?
I do believe that the 88 teams that have a little bit of an edge against the 90s team, but you know what? You got to prove it on the field. Maybe we'll take the field without some ball away.
I just want to add in as a spin-off of that. I think one of the greatest aspects of what Steve was able to do, he liked to play the style of the match. And it just wasn't being fit. He played the game in a way that really enjoyable to play. It's really enjoyable to be a spectator to watch. And in today's college game, a lot of that's lost. I think some of the best football today that you're watching is at the Division III level. There's a lot more teams that really move the ball and make it entertaining for that to have. So, as Steve said, I think that game would have been a fantastic game. Each team had their own components who really been fantastic.
Ambrose, I got a little joy out of the coach there saying he led the team in conditioning. Now, we played for a legendary coach, Alex Unovich. I don't think he'd be accused of leading the team in conditioning. But what's your favorite recollection about Coach Unovich?
The ones that I can talk about? There's so many, and after I played, I was on a couple of coaching staff also, so I got to know Alex really well. one of the things we used to do, and everyone knows this, before they put the turf on the field, I used to say in Alfred, lifeguard, but every time it rained, on the football field, mushrooms and buckroll. And I'd be out with Coach Unit, be out there harvesting, and I'd be there with them. I remember those days we were taking these big mushrooms and cutting them up and eating them. I was off the wall. But, you know, something that was so unusual.
My question is about Chrissy and Paige. What do you think helped you out the most to help you improve both in and out of the water at the same time?
I guess I'll go first. I think what helped me was having a healthy work-life balance in all aspects of my career here. Meaning that I was able to I was more than just a student athlete, like being involved with different things on campus, having relationships outside of the pool, because you can get like pigeonholed and really just focus on the sport, which could lead to burnout. So I think what helped me was knowing that I was more than just a swimmer. Like I identified as a swimmer, I identified as a student, but finding those connections beyond that to keep me grounded and knowing that, you know, whatever happens, like I'm an Alfred University student, and finding those connections outside the pool.
I'm the opposite. I really thrived with just my teammates. Anytime outside the pool, we ate together, had our suite together, our house together senior year. Anytime not in class, we were out causing havoc around campus, drifting during winter break around the campus when the maintenance crew wasn't here to plow, so it was great. Yeah, I'm opposite of Chrissy in that respect. That really helped me with my school and in the pool. Just anytime I was away from pool with my guys or away from school, if I had any issues, they were there to back me.
Thank you, guys.
Hi everyone. So looking back now, what is one piece of advice you'd give to your younger self? Like your student self, basically.
Yeah, it's a great question. I think I think it's really just. I think it's really just about I think what Dave said. I like what you're saying about being with your teammates and being, I think spending a lot of time and just kind of taking, you want to take it serious, but understand that you're a student first, right? You got to get work done, and chances are, professional. It happens. Don't get me wrong, but I think just kind of balancing finding that really good balance between school, sport, social. I think that's what was really important to me.
I can go. The question was advice, right? What advice I would give myself? I think the advice I would give myself that is, it's okay to ask for help. I feel like as a student athlete, I expected a lot out of myself, and I didn't want to ask for help, especially my first year. If I was struggling academically or just feeling overwhelmed by my sport, I felt like that I shouldn't be feeling that way. So asking for help, talking to my coach, talking to my professors, and advocating for myself, I wish I knew that, especially my first year here. I think eventually I was able to grow and learn how to do that, but that was probably the advice I wish I got. So for any of the student athletes here, it's okay to ask for help and recognize that you might need more support than maybe others, but that's okay.
For me, I would say work a little harder, because I was always like good academically, and that I was just like naturally fast. So I don't feel like I worked as hard as I should have. Like I should have been in the gym more, especially like freshman, sophomore year. So I feel like if I would have had more of a balance, like I wanted to still enjoy college and have fun, have my friends. My friends didn't really run, so I was like the only one. Well, at some points, some of them did, but they didn't take it as serious as I did. But anyway, yeah, I would just say to work a little harder in my sport. I changed my major a few times. I was here for school, and then I just ended up running. Like I ran in high school, but it wasn't like I didn't get, what is it called? Recruited, sorry. I didn't get recruited. I just loved running and I was like naturally fast. So I wish I would have really worked harder and like got stronger and really did well. Because I really don't think I like really peaked, honestly. But yeah, that's what I would say.
No regrets for our student athletes. Good message.
For me, I would say just really like immerse yourself in the Alfred experience. There's so much more on campus than just your sport. Just go out there and get involved in different things.
I'm going to piggyback off of that. Because, yes, I got immersed with my team. We did everything together. I do wish I branched out a little bit more and tried a little bit more things on campus.
So I immersed myself in everything I can. Yes, and coaches were a lot of help, and I think looking back, I had some of the best advisors as well. Coach hooked me up with Gibb Hopkins, and just remember Simon and Garfunkel playing in the background, and him helping me to organize, and you know, like many people said, is just asking for help. And then I had Dr. Urbana, who was phenomenal, probably one of the best individuals that I ever met here. And you talk about confidence. Coaches gave us from a athletic standpoint and this individual standpoint of being successful with life. And I wish he was here because he was a special person. He was. Yeah. International business. Yeah. No. I want to hear more about the mushroom.
Hey guys, obviously sitting in front of a ton of legends, not just coaches here that are legends, you guys all are in your own way. A lot of you guys have broken records, school records, individual records. I guess this is for everyone, but especially Allie. Which record or which moment or which game are you most proud of? Like, what are you going to tell your grandkids, like that first memory from athletics that will always stick out for you?
I think for me, it was going to the national tournament, and my last at bat was a home run. So. For me, I think it was a meet at R&T. We were in last place, and it was a 4x2 relay. And I was last leg, and I came back and beat everybody, and we made it to the Armory. I can't remember what meet that was, but we made it to go to the Armory. I think that was ECAC's? I don't know, but yes.
For me, it was 2015 meet against Hartwick right here in the pool. I think it was the video you were talking about where Brian switched up the last relay. It still pops up on my Facebook reel time to time every year, and it's the last relay where I out-touched the Hartwick stud, and we won.
It was my senior year, 2010. We played. We had a home game for playoffs. First home game. I don't know. Was it home? I can't remember. But we beat SUNY Maritime 60-0. We're up 50-0.5. So that was one of my favorite games. I caught 4 touchdowns that game, so that was pretty exciting as well. So that's probably my favorite game.
I think for me, it was our senior meet here. I can't even remember my time. I can barely remember the event, but I believe it was the 100 backstroke, and I got one of my personal bests in this pool, and my parents were there that meet. It was like the first meet they were ever able to go to. So yeah, I just remember like looking up there and seeing them, and it was such a memorable time. Like, wow, I had like one of my best times, and my parents got to see me. So I think that's, I know, right? But I think that was probably, to me, a very special time, because I got to celebrate it with them.
We had so many. I would say sophomore year, undefeated, we won an NCAA tournament, played Clarkson, we had stud forward, we were tied him during the season, and we go into penalty kicks to decide it. And I'm a sophomore, and coach says, you're going to go 5th, which is the last shooter. I said, oh, this is not good. So I did not pay attention to any of the kicks. I turned my back. I had no idea who scored the whole time. So it comes up to me, if I score, we win. But I have no idea that there's any pressure because I have not paid attention. I haven't listened. And so I go up, I put it in the back of the net, and I turn around and have no idea that we won the game. And the whole team's coming in. I told coach before he got in the shower, she's like, "You did what?" I said, I was about to pass out. So I just blocked it out. And we scored one and moved on to play overtime.
So obviously, being undefeated and being the only undefeated team in history, there are also individuals here. Billy Ruffle is, got some of the scoring records. Tony Pacino played on the 88-90 team, has the goalkeeping record. But the best record that's here, you guys are in the same boat. They all played 4 years, graduated, and they are very successful careers and very successful in their families, wives, kids. It's just an honor, to be with them again. And wish you guys all the best. Very proud.
Congratulations.
Yeah, congratulations.
Congratulations.
We got to meet him. You're wonderful.
Of course, the game that sticks out the most is the game against Susquehanna, and previously rolled over Alfred, just a month. No one gave us much of a chance, but it was just one of those great games, and it energized the campus so much. And right at the end of the game, we dominated the game, running the ball right down their throats. The score was 18-16. We scored 3 touchdowns and missed all our extra points. They only scored 2 touchdowns and did 2-point conversions. And one of their touchdowns was on a kickoff return, so we kind of dominated the game. But at the end of the game, I don't know, it's the only time I ever saw it, everyone was at the game, all the students stormed the field, which was really unusual for Alfred. I think back then, everyone went to the game. I mean, all the students went to the game. Every student went to every game. So the stands were always full, and it was just great. But it just energized everything so much, and it was just a great moment.
We have time for one more question.
Well, congratulations, everybody. But I just wanted to say that, I don't know what your name is, the moderator, but.
I'm Molly.
Molly. You were so amazing in terms of just. way you took on this challenge.
Thank you so
You're
much.
welcome.
You don't have a question for us?
That was better than a question. All right, our final question here. Sorry.
Hello, my name is Alina. I'm on the tennis team here. Congratulations and thank you for sharing your stories. I was just wondering, as a senior of university, how was that transition from participating so actively in your sport to then graduating and kind of leaving the team behind in a way? Like, how was it like for you? Like, what should we expect? What should we be scared of? I suppose.
I can go first because I had a very smooth transition because after I graduated, I was able to come back and actually coach the team that I was on. So that was a really amazing experience to, again, leave the position, but then also like support them in growing and developing the team. So by the time I graduated with my master's, like it felt right for me. I was able to like hand it off. So yeah, I think it's just making sure that like everyone underneath you is prepared for you to leave, and you're kind of setting them up for success.
I feel like my sport was more individual because I had a lot of individual races. And when I graduated, I also did the same thing as Chrissy. I went back to my high school and I assisted coach for the track team, and I was still running. So the transition was a little different for me because I still was in the sport, and then I ended up getting pregnant, and that's what ultimately cut me off from running. So, like she said, to have like something else that you're still doing, to just like go cold turkey, it'll probably be hard, but it's all about what you want to do and what makes you happy. So if your life goes in a different direction and you're still happy, that's fine too.
Thank you.
She's an amazing mom, look at you. Is that Alfred training?
For me, I'm still very much immersed in softball. So I think just finding a way to give back to your sport, to stay involved. It doesn't necessarily have to be, with Alfred, but it always would be nice. Just finding a way to give back to your sport.
Yeah, for me, the transition was tough. Didn't have the time to go and swim anymore. I didn't prefer the chemical burns either, so I don't recommend that. But yeah, just finding time to get out there, exercise.
Yeah, so I also got my MBA after school, so I think doing that, I was coaching, I was going to school, and it kind of prepared me into the next phase of work and the dedication that you had to put into working, whether it's on the football field or in life after sport. I think that really set me up, and then also just you have new teammates at that point too. So in my experience, right, I was in sales, and we were a lot of us were in the trenches together, just cold calling, selling insurance at the time. So when I first got out, but I think having that coaching experience after certainly helped.
Thank you.
Yeah, and can't remember if I mentioned I overindulged when I was here. So I came back for an extra semester, and so coach left, and I was the assistant to the assistant with the soccer team. So that was the beginning, but I was in sales as well, the next position. And the hard work that these two instilled in us and the work ethic was critical. And in sales, nobody cares that you are an athlete. Nobody cares how many wins you have, right? But all the ups and downs and everything, all the character that all these guys helped build really made a difference.
Thank you.
Well, I transitioned up, I've always been very physically active, and I transitioned into playing basketball, a sport I really love. And I was fortunate enough to be in Buffalo, where I was a basketball junkie and played basketball all the time. And I had the opportunity to play basketball at a fairly high level, playing on the World University games in Toronto, the first ones in the 80s. And we had a great Buffalo team that featured a couple NBA players and won the whole tournament. Beating teams from Argentina all over the world. I was playing a 65 and over tournament. I mean, who ever plays basketball that long? But I still love playing it now. few back surgeries, I can't do it anymore, but that's what I transitioned into, and I really miss it a lot.
All right, how about a final round of applause for Molly Morgan? Thank you all so much for attending and celebrating our Saxons with us today. Just a few housekeeping notes as we move on from this event. At 11 a.m., we have two of our coaches, our baseball coach and our director of rugby and women's rugby coach, that will be taking some tours up to Saxon Hill if you're interested. Those will leave right around 11. If you want to gather over down that direction, you can gather everybody and head up and see that facility. At noon, there is a tailgate down in Connor's Pavilion, and then 1 o'clock, football game time. Everybody that has your lanyard on there and your families are welcome to sit in the purple seats up in the stadium. We have those reserved for everybody. So enjoy the rest of the day. 6 p.m. reception tonight in the nightclub, and then 7 p.m. ceremony. Congratulations all. Thank you so much.